Hey, what's up everyone? Merry Christmas Eve. It's Jack of Many Trades back here again with another video. And today I wanted to talk to you guys about the Kindle Scribe 2024. So for anyone who saw my previous video on the Scribe, you guys will know that I thought it was a fantastic little device. For those of you with hectic lives who just want to have a device that'll help you to kind of slow down and be focused on your productivity or reading with minimal distractions. And as I had mentioned in that video, for most people, I think that 16 gigabytes is probably good enough since it's a very lightweight operating system and you generally aren't going to be working with anything more than just text documents anyway. So having a lot of storage is a little bit overkill. I also had mentioned that in terms of the writing experience, in my opinion, it's one of the best features about it. And it absolutely blows the iPad Pro with something like a paper-like screen protector out of the water. And it actually feels as though you're writing in an actual notebook with a pencil because you actually get this sort of audible scratchy sound and you get really nice feedback. And that's what you really want to look for when you're looking at an e-ink type device. And although I thought that the design of the old Scribe definitely looked a bit dated, it's still quite functional and it'll definitely get the job done. But with all of that said, Amazon came out with a new version a little bit ago, and I wanted to briefly give my thoughts and perspective on it. So, starting off with the design. From the back, things look exactly the same as last year. It's still got the same metal design, still got the same rubber feet, which I absolutely love. It keeps it from sliding around on a table. If you didn't have that, it would be super slippery, and it's great because it means that you don't really need to get a case for it. Although, if you are traveling a lot, I would still recommend having a case since it'll add a little bit of extra rigidity. But regardless, that's a feature that I absolutely love. It still also has just one USB-C port for charging and data transfer, and it still comes with the same pen, so you can get either the basic pen or the premium pen to help you to take notes. And the whole reason to buy one of these in the first place is, of course, like I said, that ability to write. So it's great that it comes with it, and you also get some extra spare tips with your purchase. So you don't need to go out and buy spare tips, and you don't need to go out and buy a pencil, which is fantastic. Now, the display, again, is going to be exactly the same. It's still got that 10.2 inch 300 ppi display, although for some reason on Amazon's spec sheet they do list it as being a little bit larger this year in terms of its overall footprint. So that is a slight difference, but basically really the only difference is that the new version has white bezels, which kind of make it look a little bit more premium, a little bit more modern, and it still has that nice large bezel on the side so that way you have something to grip onto when you're writing away from a desk. Now, to me, this is more like a refresh than a major update, and that is reflected in the actual description on Amazon's website. So if you go to Amazon and you look at this, it'll still say Kindle first generation, but it's the 2024 version. So really, if you guys have already bought one of the old Kindles through one of my links in the video, you don't have to worry at all. This is nothing new. It just has a new refresh in terms of the design. So it's just going to look a little bit more sleek and modern, but as far as the specs, it's exactly the same. You get the same AI tools and things like that that just came out in updates to the old Kindle Scribe. So again, you really just don't need to upgrade right now. But if you are in a market for a new Scribe and you thought that the last generation with the black bezels looked a little bit dated, like I did, then maybe you would want to go over and get the new one with the white bezels since the prices are basically exactly the same, just a little bit more expensive on the new one, only $30. So if you get the 16 gigabyte of the old one, it's $369, and if you want to get the same specs for the new one, it's going to be $399. So really, like I said, you're only saving $30 if you go with the old design. For me, though, I think that it's interesting that Amazon only updated the Scribe in such a minor way, considering that around the same time, they also released the Kindle Color Soft, which, to me, it would have been a better idea to also throw in the color display to the Scribe, since that's the highest end Kindle, and obviously it has the most features since you can actually write on it. I figure for a lot of people, having colors to be able to differentiate between highlights and handwritten text is something that's really important and something that a lot of people would really enjoy. So I think it's odd as far as a choice that Amazon didn't really go for a full update and redesign of the Kindle Scribe. Maybe it's because it's just a year old, but still, I think it's a little strange. That being said, though, if you guys were worried about writing notes and other things like that on the Kindle Scribe, it's, again, still a really good experience. I think it's right on par with something like an iPad Pro, or even a little bit better, as far as just the experience of it. Obviously, the iPad Pro can do way, way, way more, and they're not exactly comparable, but either way, if you guys were in the market for something that will make your life a little bit simpler and keep distractions away from you when you're doing note-taking or when you're reading, I think that the Kindle Scribe is a no-brainer. And if you guys want to pick one up, I will be leaving links down in the description below. And if you guys use those links, it'll help out the channel a little bit, so I really do appreciate that. And with that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful day and a very Merry Christmas. And I will see you guys in the next video. Also, by the way, while you guys are down there, if you have a Kindle Scribe, what do you think of it? What are the things that you like? What are the things that you don't like? And if you don't have a Kindle Scribe, what are the things that are keeping you from picking one up?